And we are live here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the 2013 Legacy Cup cars for the 5150 Cup Series. We're in our second to last week right now, and boy, do we have a burner for the point standings here. Right now, we have a flat-out tie between Brian Samara and Bump and Run Jesse Becker. Right now, we're watching practice. We still got 28 minutes left. We started the broadcast a little early today. Hopefully, we got some time for some interviews. We're going to watch some of these guys go around the track here. Right now, we got Ethan Halsey in the quick time spot. Ran a 30.9, I believe. Boy, these cars do get a little swirly here on this track. It definitely is a tire eater. It's going to be all about saving tires today, I believe. But right now in the chat, you might see a poll. We got a poll right now. Who's going to bring home the checkered flag? Our options. We got Steady Hand Frank Warner in there. Bump and Run Jesse Becker, who has been on a scorcher lately. And Brian Samara, as always. You know, Brian's always in the front. He's always got a shot at it. And our fourth option, it's going to be Brianna Lavin. Brianna Lavin has been pretty good lately. Just the only problem is she gets junked continuously. That's what she gets for running her mouths to our competitors. So, I mean, she just pays the price and gets junked. Right now, we got Hunter Terpstra in the second spot. How about that? In the number 21 car for Hutchinson Motorsports, Hunter Terpstra. All the way from Nova Scotia. From another world. See, let's watch him out on the track here. And he's blowing by the Bad Fast 165 car, Mark Tremblay, and he's going to lose it. And that car's going to be junk. It's junk, folks. And going to a backup car. Hopefully the hauler's got a few extra cars. Hutchinson Motorsports is well funded. So we should be all right, folks. Let's take an eye on Brian Samara here. Here's Brian Samara. Well, I don't know why his paint just switched for us. It was something different for us. Give me a moment here. There we go. We fixed it, folks. Brian Samara in that ugly Pennzoil 53 car. I'm ready for a new look. Brian Samara's been working on a new paint job, and I can't wait for it. And how about his teammate Aaron Poplin, the 63 car. Aaron Poplin in the Hooters. Hooters 63. I'm ready for him to get a new paint job as well. It's getting boring. Time for something different. And in the 5 car, we got Taylor Litzenberger. Still rocking Mountain Dew as a sponsor. Mountain Dew, a long-term sponsor for the 5 car. But don't look now. You know, one of the new fan favorites. It's the number 165. The Bad Fast Gatorade car. Mark Tremblay out of Canada. Watch Mark Tremblay blow by. He's not fast on the leaderboards, but he is fast, folks. Big fan favorite. People can't get enough of this guy. So we're going to switch it up a little bit here. Oh, hang on here. Let's see what views we can change it up here. Watch something different. Something different for a change, folks. Let's go to our Hutchinson Motorsports cockpit view. And we're going to hop on board here shortly with the number 53 of Brian Samara. Brian Samara is still your points leader, although he is tied with Jesse Becker. I'm going to try and interview both these drivers before the race today. See where their heads are at here. But you know, I was out earlier for morning practice here, and I'm telling you what, this track is not easy to navigate in these cars. It just chews your tires up and spits them out. After about 10 laps, your tires are total junk. But we're running about 55 laps today. I believe we have one stage, and it will end at the end of lap 20. So we're going to have a stage winner, throw a caution, and hopefully we're going to not have too many cautions, but I think we will. These guys are going to be wrecking, because in this tri-oval, which you'll see here soon, is pretty hard to get through once your tires are worn. Once again, we're on board here, Brian Samara. This is the back stretch, but he's going to be coming over to the front stretch here shortly, and you're going to kind of see what I'm talking about. See how swirly this car is here just in the corners? And Brian's one of the best drivers we got. That car is just moving all over. But you see this tri-oval right here. You got to turn it down. You know, it's a little sketchy. It's a little sketch. But Brian Samara making it look fairly easy. But trust me, folks, it is not as easy as it looks. Now, let's take a look here. Let's go back in the field a tad. We're going to go back in the field here to the number 49 of William Baker. Let's show up some information here for you folks here at home. William Baker out of Bradenton. No clue where that is. I believe it's in Florida. I think he's from Florida. So Bradenton, Florida. In the number 49 aerial font-powered machine. Snap-on tools. That's William Baker, folks. Now let's go through the field a little more here. Let's go back to the Nova Scotian wonder here, Hunter Terpstra. He's known for junking the car. He's going to junk it tonight, but who's he going to junk with him? There's no telling. But he's out of Nova Scotia. And we're going to go through here. We got Brianna 11. Brianna 11's out of Portsmouth. I believe it's Maryland. I'm not sure. And speaking of which, there's the 21 car junking it again. And once again, we got Brian Samara here. Brian Samara, it says Coral Springs, Florida, but Samara's actually from the Carolinas. And we got his teammate here, Aaron Poplin. Aaron Poplin out of Charlotte, North Carolina. You can't forget about this man right here. Steady hand, Frank Warner in the 9 car, Mountain Dew powered. I'm ready for Frank to get a new paint scheme. Time to switch it up, Frank. Let's hop on board. There he is, steady hand, Frank Warner. Wheels it like the best of them. I swear this man, every time I'm watching him in the car, it looks like he's cheating. Look how steady he is. Nice and smooth, the name of the game for one, and he saves it. What a save. He didn't even blink there, just saved it. Saved it on a whim. And let's see here, who else we got here? Let's swap over here. Mark Tremblay out of Canada. Not sure where he's at in Canada, but he's the Canadian warrior here. And the bad fast 165 car, Mark Tremblay. Sitting in last on the board, but that's alright. He'll figure it out, folks. He always does. And once again, as always, folks, if you notice any audio issues or even video issues, let me know in the chat. I believe I have fixed some laggy issues we had last stream. The stream looked very low quality, but it was because my output was too high for YouTube. YouTube likes having junk streams, so I went ahead and lowered the quality for you guys. If YouTube wants me to stream junk, I'll stream some junk. Let's go back out on track here. We're going to have it switch up here. We're going to switch it to the exciting view. It'll hop around here. Right now, we still got Ethan Halsey on the board in the quick time spot. Frank Warner sitting in second, so EFR sitting in 1-2. EFR's got some serious speed here today. Now I'm going to look through here, folks. Give me one moment. Once again, please take your vote, or make your vote here in the chat. It's going to be who's going to bring home the checkered flag today. Options, Frank Warner, Jesse Becker, Brian Samara, and Brianna Lavin. I'm going to let you enjoy some action as I handle some paperwork issues. And we still got about 20 minutes left here. As promised, I'll be having some interviews here shortly with our drivers. Once again, we're here in the second to last week of the season. Just 2 races left here. Points battle, as close as it can be. We got a tie for first. Brian Samara, Jesse Becker, they are tied. Should be a good one here. These drivers definitely want to go into our finale next week at Homestead with a lead and some momentum. So it'll be a big deal here for either of those drivers to win. But don't count out our other drivers here because none of these guys are willing to just fall over and die for them. They're not going to give them the win. You're going to have to earn it here. But once again, we still got Ethan Halsey in the 1 spot, followed by Frank Warner, Hunter Terpstra, and Brianna Lavin. Hopefully these guys are working on their long run speeds here because, yeah, setting a quick time looks good on the board. But it's all about how you do the long run here and how you conserve tires. Tires fall off quick here. Like I said, within 5 laps, honestly, you really notice it. And after 10 laps, your tires are junk. And Frank Warner just blowing by Brianna Lavin. That's his teammate. He doesn't care. He says, "You're slow. Later, nerd." Frank Warner just blowing by her. He's going to check out. Frank Warner is bad fast today, folks. He's got a serious shot to win this race. Now, and speaking of which, you know, I'm going to hop in the chat here, and I'm going to place my own vote. for my poll here on who's going to win this race. Give me a moment here, and I'll let you know who I'm voting for. And alrighty here. We're here in the chat. We got 3 votes right now. Is it going to let me vote? Oh, I don't think it's going to. It is not going to let me vote, folks. All right, we're sitting at 4 votes right now. And your leader right now in the poll is Jesse Becker. Jesse Becker's got 50% of the votes. Oh, he is just killing them. Brian Samara sitting in second, tied with Frank Warner with 1 vote. And we got Gibson in the chat rooting for his favorite driver, Bump and Run Jesse Becker. Let's switch over to Jesse Becker. Let's watch him. Let's see how he's looking here tonight. Oh, you know what? He's not even signed in, folks. He's going to pull in the last minute like he always does. Jesse Becker is not on the track yet, ladies and gentlemen. I repeat, Jesse Becker is not here just yet. But just checking on the stream quality here. Looks like it's not laggy. Not the best quality, but that's what YouTube will let us have. Kind of ridiculous here. YouTube is junk. But that's what we're broadcasting on here, folks. But we got about 17 minutes left here. 17 minutes. We got 12 cars signed in. Jesse Becker has not made it yet. But it is believed that he will make this race. So don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen at home. Jesse Becker is always a last-minute arriver. So, in the meantime, let me switch up here the broadcast a tad. I'm going to pull up some track info for you guys here at home. That's the wrong thing. Disregard. Let me find it here. Give me a minute. Here we go. We got the race info here. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you got your converters ready because we got Celsius and some kilometers. So we're here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's 30 degrees Celsius. No clue. 41% chance of rain. I sure hope it doesn't rain. It's partly cloudy with a 10-kilometer-an-hour wind. Boy, that's pretty windy, folks. That's pretty windy, ladies and gentlemen. But we're here in Atlanta once again. It's an oval. It's about 2.43 kilometers. 44 degrees Celsius track temperature. And we're at an altitude of 257 meters. Wow, that's some great information. And we're going to switch over here. We got Brian Samara. Brian Samara looking solid so far. Not impressive, but he's looking... And Brian Lavin junks it. And Samara junks it. Not good for your points leader. And speaking of junk... Oh, the 5 saves it. Speaking of junk, Carson George, he loves junking other racers. Here he is in the 14 car. The 34, Cody Kern, slides up the track. Cody Kern's a new racer. Pretty new here, but he's going to give it a shot. Hopefully he doesn't wreck it, and he smokes a wall. And there he is, folks. That 34, Cody Kern, junk. That car's done. And that car's done. These guys are junking, and I'm telling you, folks, these tires cannot handle this track. I'm telling you, after about 10 laps or so, it is rough out there. And we got everybody down pit road right now. We got everybody down. And ladies and gentlemen, Bump and Run. Jesse Becker has just signed in. He's here at the track. Fan favorite. Tied with the points lead. The 97 car. Bump and Run Jesse Becker. He hasn't made it out on the track yet. But we are awaiting. We're waiting for him. Any minute. Jesse Becker's going to pull out there, and you'll know when he does because the fans will roar. The kids just love Jesse Becker. Hopefully he doesn't let all the kids down at home. Boy, it'd be a shame to really let all those kids down. Must be a lot of pressure for Jesse. I hope he appreciates his fans, and he can bring home the win for them. But we'll see what happens here. All right, let's take a look here. Give me a moment. Once again, be sure to go vote in our poll here. Our poll will end here in about, I don't know, 12 minutes or so. So hop on over, get on your YouTube, sign in, place a vote. And while you're doing it, go ahead and subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports here, our channel, where we'll be doing my racing broadcasts, obviously. But during the race season, we'll actually have real-life race videos. That's right, folks. So be sure to follow us here, subscribe, like the video, share it to your friends and family. Let's blow this thing up. And while you're at it, most of you guys at home, I'm sure you got Facebook. You go to facebook.com/Hutchinson Motorsports, all one word, obviously. Go ahead and like our page, where we'll be putting our real-life racing team updates there, as well as our iRacing broadcasts. A lot of good info there. Great page to follow. We'd really appreciate it. Once again, facebook.com/Hutchinson Motorsports. As we watch the 9-car Frank Warner wheel it around. So that's going to bring us here. I'm going to try and get some interviews here rolling. We're going to start with Brian Samara. Every week we interview him. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, we're so sick of hearing about Brian. But, I mean, the man's just bad fast. When you're competing for wins week in and week out, you're going to get interviewed a lot. So you just got to deal with it, folks. This man can wheel it, and you're going to have to hear from him. And speaking of which, bringing him up now here to the booth. Brian, it's Blake up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. I got you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you feeling about tonight?
It's going to be a tires race, I feel like. I don't know that the tires will last for a whole fuel run here, so it should be an interesting strategy kind of race tonight.
Yeah, it definitely should be. Earlier there was an open practice we were running, so I hopped out on the track, ran some laps, and boy, after about 10 laps, it just felt like those tires were junk.
Yeah, it feels like it's starting to develop a pretty decent push after about 10 laps, and then it's just a matter of trying to keep the car off the wall going out on the exit of the corners.
Yeah, and I think that should really make qualifying important, because you're going to want to be up front. We're probably going to have a decent amount of cautions, and it's probably not so easy to pass here with those with that tire issue.
Yeah, I suspect we're going to have a lot of close racing in here tonight. Probably a lot of mistakes for position. I'm not sure how qualifying will end up looking. I don't think I've got the speed for the pole. Hopefully Jesse doesn't either. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and Jesse's been looking good lately, but you never know. I mean, you're always up there. You're always competing for wins, so we'll just have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, it should be a good race for this championship here. Hopefully it comes down to the wire like we're looking at right now.
Now, out of these last two tracks, we got here this week, obviously, and then we're at Homestead next week. Which of those two tracks do you think you're more comfortable at?
I'd probably say next week. It's, home racetrack, got a home advantage going, so we'll see how that goes.
All right, well, before the race kicks off, you got any shout-outs or anything to give?
I want to send a shout-out to the McConey Setup Shop for sending us this setup tonight. They said it's an old Coke Series setup. It's a little loose in our track conditions, but in the other one it was a lot better. So it's a nice setup, and I appreciate them sending it to us.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. It totally slipped my mind, so thanks for mentioning that, and good luck out there.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was one of our points leaders, Brian Samara. I'm glad he mentioned that, because McConey did give us this setup tonight. Frank McConey, owner of McConey Setup Shop. They put out some really good setups, a lot of options. So if you're in the setup business or looking for a setup, be sure to hop over to McConey. Let them know that 5150 Racing League sent you. And there's our other points leader, Jesse Becker. Right now, we got about 10 minutes left here of practice. So we're gonna see if it appears. Oh, well, it looks like we got a new quick time. Frank Warner, quick time, number 9. Frank Warner sitting in the 1 spot. Just put down a time of 30.887. That's good enough for first place. Just past his car owner, Ethan Halsey. Well, you know what? And that brings me to my pick for the night. I'm picking Frank Warner to win this race. Steady hand Frank Warner. I think he's going to get the job done. Last week he just ran out of time. He had to go to the back of the field, had to work his way up. And I just think he's had some serious speed lately, and I think he's going to wheel it into victory lane tonight. But you never know. I mean, this is a very competitive league, and once again, like Brian was mentioning, this is definitely going to be about conserving tires. So putting up 1 fast lap time, yeah, sure, it looks good for the board, but it's really not going to help you too much in the race. It's all about saving those tires if you can. So we're going to bring up our next guy here. Once again, I mean, sorry, it's going to be Jesse Becker because the man's just been winning lately, and he's tied for first, so you're just going to have to hear from him. So So I'm going to go ahead and find Bump and Run Jesse Becker, fan favorite. We're going to get him up here. Jesse, is Blake up in the booth? You got me?
Yes, sir. What's up?
All right, I'm going to turn you up a little bit. You're a little low.
Who knows? Might have been me.
All right, that sounds good. All right. Well, how you feeling about tonight?
It's going to be interesting. Car seems to be a lot more loose compared to last time we were testing, so it might lead to a bunch of wrecks, but hopefully everybody can keep it under control.
Yeah, I hope so, but unfortunately, if I was a betting man, which I actually am, I probably would not bet that we're going to have a lot of green flag laps today, but I hope I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong too, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if you're right.
Yeah, well, okay, so I asked Brian this question. Now, out of this week, which obviously we're here at Atlanta, and next week we're over at Homestead, which of those two tracks do you prefer, or do you think you have a better shot at?
I think I have a better shot here. I've actually won here before, so I know I can do it. Homestead, I've come close, but I've never gotten a win there. But with this track, I know it really well, and I think I have a pretty good chance.
All right, well, that's great. So now the strategy tonight, are you going to try to get out front early and stay there and maybe get some stage points, or what's the plan?
I don't know if I'll be out front at the very beginning. I do hope to be there at the stage and the finish, though. I don't plan on pushing my way through everybody to get up there, so we'll see how it goes.
Yep. All right, well, I'm looking at the poll here, trying to see where you're at. Let's see, our question of the day was, who's going to win tonight? And right now, you and Brian Samara are tied with 40% of the vote each.
That's no surprise. I mean, we're tied in just about everything. In fact, I think we ran the same practice lap time, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's just nothing but ties.
Yep, it should be a close one. We'll see what happens. So who do you think's going to win tonight? Obviously, other than yourself.
Other than myself, Frank's got a fast car tonight, and he loves this track too. In fact, my only win at this track in 5150, it would have been his had it not been for some unfortunate circumstances. So I'd look for him tonight. He's pretty quick here.
All right, well, you heard it from him. Look out for Frank Warner, who was my pick tonight. I think Frank's going to win it, but we'll have to find out. All right, Jesse, well, good luck out there. Hopefully you put down a good qualifying lap for us.
Catch you later. Thank you, sir.
Yep. There was Bump and Run Jesse Becker. Should be a good one tonight. Him and Brian Samara are always right by each other. And yeah, I'm glad he mentioned that. It looks like the practice time, they actually have the same time as well. So, looking about the same speed right now. We got about 5 minutes left here before qualifying starts. I'm going to work on some stream issues here. I'm not too happy with the quality of the stream. I had to dull it down here for YouTube because they don't like nice things. They want you to stream junk. So I'm trying to stream junk and it looks too junky. So I'm going to work on that. In the meantime, I'm going to have you watch this here. I'll be back shortly. And it looks like we got mayhem on the track. Everybody's just junking it. Boy, I tell you what, these tires, this is going to be tough for our racers today. It looks like they're just messing around, but these guys are not messing around. They are actually trying. That's how tough this track is to tame with these 2013 cars. They have a lot more horsepower than our next-gen cars. And once again, you know, Brian mentioned it. We definitely want to thank McConey Setup Shop hooking us up with this bad fast setup from their Coke series. Very fast setup. Might be a little too fast for us. looking throughout the field here. Give me a moment. We got 13 cars signed in. 13. That's a pretty good turnout here for our Tuesday night 5150 Cup Series here. We're in the off season, folks, so we're running these 2013 legacy cars. Our regular season will start up here in a few weeks after this series ends. We'll be starting up the actual. Let's see, Tuesday night is actually gonna be the Cup Series. So the next gen series is gonna start up here. We're gonna start at Daytona here in a few weeks. Those broadcasts will be over on the Q&J show, broadcasted by Quentin. And actually, at the moment, I plan on racing this series, the next-gen cars. I'm not very good, but I plan on running them, folks. So it should be entertaining to watch. I'm not going to be winning anything, unless maybe a super speedway might be able to fluke a win out. You never know. But I'll be out there. Which brings us to our next topic. Hutchinson Motorsports TV has just signed the lucrative deal to be the official announcer and broadcaster of the 5150 Xfinity Series. That's right, folks. On Friday night, starting here in a couple weeks, Hutchinson Motorsports, yours truly, will be broadcasting the Xfinity Series right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. And we got our big set of cameras following us here. We've put a lot of money into this, and it's finally paying off, folks. We're going to be doing the one of the premier series here for 5150. And as you may know, 5150, we run a ton of series here. We have 2 Premier Series. Obviously, the Next Gen Series, which will be here on Tuesday nights. And then the Friday night Xfinity Series. But we're excited. Things are looking good here for Hutchinson Motorsports. We're moving up in the world. And by the way, those series usually do have much higher car counts. You know, right now we're sitting at, 13 cars, which isn't bad here for an off-season, but this is just a fun off-season race, or a fun off-season series. But once the legit stuff starts up, you got some real serious guys that show up for these races that are bad fast, and they aren't messing around. And these guys, they put a lot of time into their setups. These are going to be open setup races. Right now we're running fixed setups. But these open setup races, it's going to be legit. You know, people put a lot of work in. They practice all week, work on their cars, get their setups right. Top-notch drivers hopping in. It's pretty crazy. Should be exciting, though. But yeah, we'll be kicking it off at Daytona here in a couple weeks. Which leads us to our other set of business here. 5150 Dirt Series has really been growing, been doing great. We're running street stocks right now. We're going to be starting up pro late models and 360 sprints here shortly. And then on top of that, we're going to be starting up a Lucas Oil Off-Road Truck Series. That's right, folks. The Lucas Oil Off-Road Trucks, some of the most fun I've ever had on iRacing. These trucks, I don't know what it is about them, but they are just fun to wheel. And I must say, I hate to brag, but I'm the real deal in those things. We've done 2 recruitment races, and I've won them both, and it's not even been close. I've just dominated the field. That series should be a lot of fun because we're going to be running things like the dirt road courses, which are the rallycross tracks, as well as dirt ovals, and we're actually going to run an asphalt oval as well. So right now the plan is, the schedule is not finalized, but most likely Chili Bowl is going to be our dirt oval track that we run. And then Wild West, we got a wreck there. 5-car Litzenberger junks it. Junk. And so does the 53 of Samara. But yeah, we're going to be running most likely with those trucks on Monday nights. If you're interested, in the comments, ask for a link. I can send you a link to the Discord and you can join. 5150, we race everything, from dirt to asphalt, all kinds of options. But it looks like our qualifying's about to kick off here. Practice has ended. Qualifying is kicking off. We are about to get serious, ladies and gentlemen. Let's switch it up here. Let's lock in here. Let's start it off with Aaron Poplin here. Keep an eye on him. Aaron Poplin getting out there right away, trying to get his qualifying lap in. Aaron Poplin, he's known as the other BCI driver. His teammate, Brian Samara, who's been the star of the league, for most weeks, but you can't forget, Aaron's snagged 2 wins so far. He's sitting 3rd in points, I believe. Pretty far back, though, from our top 2, but he snagged 2 wins, ladies and gentlemen. You can't forget about him. Definitely always a threat. And another car that's always a threat here we're going to switch over to Ethan Halsey in the 61 car here. Ethan Halsey for Team EFR. He's a car owner, team driver. 61 car in the Coors Light Silver Bullet. I'm assuming my ticker probably isn't going to work like it usually doesn't. Let's see if this works. Well, looks like nobody's registered yet. Aaron Poplin looks like he just came by. Yep, the ticker's not going to work. Typical. Go ahead and hide that. So we're going to leave this up here. It's probably going to mess up a little bit. Right now, we're looking at Aaron Poplin with the quick time. But it's early, and most of our drivers haven't hit the track here. So Aaron Poplin on a quick time of 30.89. Let's see what Ethan Halsey's got here. Ethan just scraped the wall, I believe. So I don't think this lap's going to count. I could be wrong. We'll see. Coming out of turn 4, we're going to see what Ethan Halsey's got. If it even registers as a lap. And there it is. Quick time. Ethan Halsey, 30.89. Less than 1,000th of a second ahead of Aaron Poplin. These guys are close, folks. Ethan Halsey sitting in the quick time spot. But honestly, it may not be for long. We got Brianna Lavin out there right now. She's got some serious speed. Also, Frank Warner. Frank Warner always qualifies well as Jesse Becker. Watching steady hand Frank right now. In the 9 car, Frank Warner. My pick to win it tonight. Jesse Becker's first lap is atrocious. Jesse Becker, a quarter of a second off the pace. What is he doing? Jesse Becker is trying to blow the championship, folks. Let's switch over to the 97 car, Jesse Becker. Hopefully he figures it out this lap here. He seems to be running pretty low. He looks like he's junked it, folks. I think he wrecked. And that's why his lap is so bad. Not good for Jesse Becker. He's going to have to come from the back. He's going to be in the back, folks. Because that car is junk. Watching Frank Warner here. Let's see if Frank's got something for Halsey here. Nope. Ethan Halsey's still sitting on quick time. How about that? Halsey kind of out of nowhere. Putting down a good lap. Let's watch Brian Samara. Samara just pulled it out. Pulled out of the pits here. Samara's coming around for his first lap. Let's see what he's got. This is Halsey. This is probably the last threat to Halsey to take the pole position. And Samara's first lap is terrible. He is over 0.3 of a second off the pace right now. Let's see if he can figure it out this last lap. Halsey must know something they don't, folks. Because Halsey's bad fast. Samara bringing it in. Throwing her sideways. Into turn 3. Samara coming out of 4 in his 53 car. Tied for first in the points. He's going to cross the line. Where's he at? He moves up to 4th. A little bit better. Not too bad for Brian Samara. I'm sure it's not what he wanted, but 4th place, you can't complain. So looking at our top 10 here out on the track. Here's Hunter Terpstra, and Hunter Terpstra has junked his car once again. He's known for that, folks. He's really good at junking that 21 car. That thing is junk. So he's done. Here's the bad fast car, the 165, Mark Tremblay out of Canada. And Tremblay's got some marks on his side as well. These guys are junking it here in qualifying. Yeah, it's not going to be a good lap, I can already tell you that. So looks like most of our drivers have gone here. Let's see if our ticker's working. Probably not. Oh, it is. There's our ticker. It looks like 10 cars have made it out. We got 3 that have not yet. And one of them is Mark Tremblay hasn't had a registered lap yet. We'll see if he can finish this lap to get on the board here. In iRacing, if you hit the wall during your qualifying lap, it does not allow your time. And there's Tremblay. Tremblay's going to cross the line with no time. Tremblay is going to start in the back. Now there's 2 cars signed in that I haven't seen hit the track. Taylor Litzenberger and John Day. I don't see either of them. Not sure if they're going to make it out here today. Hopefully they're just electing to not qualify, but we'll see. That's probably going to conclude our results here. Let me try and pull up the grid. Okay, the grid's not working. Oh, wait, hang on. Yep. Grid's not going to work here for us. Yeah, we're just going to look at the ticker here, folks. I'm going to try and look through some things here. That's not what we want. Yeah, that's going to conclude our qualifying. Once again here, let me pull up the tower here. Give you a better look. That's not what I want. Give me one moment. All right, Ethan Halsey on the pole right now with the time of 30.79. Quick time. Ethan Halsey got a Team EFR in the second spot. Out of the Carolinas, it's Aaron Poplin in the BCI 63 car. Aaron Poplin ran a 30.89. Right behind him, Frank Steadyhand Warner put a 30.90. 1/100th of a second behind Poplin. He's going to be your third place starter, followed by, in the fourth spot, one of your points leader, Brian Samara, in the 53 car. Team BCI ran a 39.9. Then behind him, we got Brianna Lavin. Brianna Lavin, 31.01 in the 71 car for Team EFR, starting sixth. In the 14 car, Carson George ran a 31.03. In the seventh spot, bump and run Jesse Becker. He's going to have to start in the back, folks. He had a terrible qualifying session. Junked his car. Ran a slow lap, 31.08. He's got some work to do, folks. In the 8th spot, Hunter Terpstra. Hunter Terpstra's in the 21 car. He's junked more cars than anybody out there today. I'm pretty sure we're running out of cars. He's in the Hutchinson Motorsports 21 car. Starting 9th, the rookie out of I believe he's in one of the Dakotas, South Dakota, North Dakota. I don't know, same thing. He's somewhere up there. Cody Curran. In the 10th spot, number 49 in the Ariel font-powered 49 car, powered by Snap-on as well. William Baker ran a 31.94. William Baker looks slow today, folks. 31.94. Once again, that concludes our qualifying here. We got 13 cars signed in. 3 of them didn't make it out for well, 2 of them didn't make it out for qualifying. Tremblay did not have a lap completed that registered, so we're going to wait here. We got a little bit longer. Probably got a few minutes. Actually, let me pull it up here. We got about a minute. One more minute left here, folks. And we're watching Terpstra. He's just taking some practice laps around with the junk car. We're going to switch over to the scenic view here. We're here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Cup Series. We're in the 2013 Cup cars, legacy cars. These things have a lot more horsepower than our next-gen cars. And this is the old Atlanta. This is not the newly paved Atlanta. It's the old version. I believe it's, the 2008 version, something like that. Something along those lines. It's the older version. This track eats up tires big time. We're going to see how our 10 to 13 car field can line up here today. And there's a checkered flag. We're going to be advancing here shortly. And while our drivers are gridding, I'll be right back. Actually, before I go, we're going to close our poll right now. The poll has officially ended. The final results are in. We just tallied them. We recounted them, and they're in. With 42% of the vote, our fans expect Franklin Warner to bring home the checkered flag. Frank Warner, a big favorite to win the race today. In second place, we got a tie. Jesse Becker and Brian Samara. Of course they're tied. They're tied in points for the series, and they're tied in the vote for the win tonight. Both had 28% of the vote. But how about that? These two drivers couldn't get any more close. And in 4th place, with 0% of the vote, Brianna Lavin. You guys have no faith in Brianna Lavin to bring home the checkered. But don't count her out. But once again, these guys, they're going to grid up here. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Had some audio issues, but we figured it out. Once again, you notice any audio issues throughout the race, don't be afraid. Let me know in the chat. I think we're good. I'm going to try to turn it up a little bit so you guys can get the full feel of this racetrack. We're going to try to make it loud. I'm going to try to talk up a little louder so we can hear the true power of these engines here. We're watching them. We're watching them go around the racetrack here. Ethan Halsey in the pole position with the quick time. And it looks like in the chat here, and the green flag's off. Ethan Halsey takes us underway here. Ethan Halsey on the inside of the 63 car. Let's switch up the view here. It looks like Hunter Terpstra has gone off the track, but we are still in the green. Halsey checking away. He's like, later, losers, I'm going. Halsey to the front, followed by Poplin and his teammate right behind him in the BCI 53 car, Brian Samara. But right now, Halsey hanging on to his lead. We're single file up front. We're going to drop back in the field just a little bit. We got Frank Warner. Frank Warner's in the 4 spot right now. Boy, is he putting a run on to Samara, though. Warner looking to the inside. He's wanting to go inside. We'll see what he's got. And don't look now, Jesse Becker bump and run. Jesse Becker clearing Carson George for that fifth position. Sorry about that. Jesse Becker working his way up the field already. And there goes the 9 car. Frank Warner, he's charging to the front already. My pick to win it. Going for the 3rd spot. Can Warner handle the inside lane on the tri-oval? And it's going to slow him down just enough. That inside line is tough to run in that tri-oval, but he's going to make it stick. Warner to the inside. Can Warner get around Samara? He'd love to slow Samara down, help out his teammate Jesse Becker. Running for a championship. They're still side by side here. Who's going to come away with the spot? It looks like the 9. Warner's going to shoot up the track. Shuts the door. No, not yet. Not yet. Looks like he was going to shut the door. And Samara gets a little sideways. He's going to lose the spot. So there's the number 9 car. Frank Warner charging to the front. Don't look now. Carson George putting on a little run there to the 97. We got a little battle right here. Up, and it's over. So there's the 5th position. 5th and 6th are settled right now. Our top 6 are all single file. We're going to drop back in the field just a little bit. Right here in the 7th position, we got Taylor Litzenberger in the 5 car, followed by our rookie here, Cody Curran. Looking solid so far. It's early. And John Day did make it out. John Day, new to the league, pretty good driver, must say. I've seen him in action just a little bit. In that root beer powered machine, the 46 car, John Day. And dropping back to the Bad Fast 165 car from Canada, Mark Tremblay. Going back to our leaders here, Ethan Halsey still up front. Ethan Halsey's about 0.4 of a second ahead of Aaron Poplin. Once again, folks, so this is all about saving your tires here. We're on lap 6 right now. It's still early in the run. Who's saving their tires and who's not? And right there's our 2 points leaders right next to each other like they always are. They're always tying each other, seems like. They're tied in points, and right now they're right next to each other. We got Brian Samara and Bump and Run Jesse Becker. Now, folks, is it too early for Bump and Run Jesse Becker to put on one of his famous moves? I wouldn't be surprised if he does it here. Becker to the inside of Samara. Can Becker get a run? Going in to the corner. Becker looks to have the momentum here. Can he clear him? Samara's going to get some momentum coming out. Becker's not going to clear him yet. So we're still side by side here, battling for, is that 4th place? Yes, it's a battle for 4th place right now. Becker is briefly by Samara. Hasn't cleared him yet, but it looks like he might here. Becker, just can't clear him yet. At the line, it's still Becker. Becker's in our 4th position right now. But boy, is it close. These guys are still side by side. Carson George is sneaking up behind them while they run side by side. Does Carson George want to throw it 3 wide? I sure hope so. Do it, Carson. Go 3 wide. There's plenty of room in the middle of those corners. That would be disastrous, folks. Now, who's going to come away with this position? These guys don't want to give each other an inch. They know every point matters. Every point matters here. When you're tied for the points and 2 races left, Becker still got him at the line, but boy, is it close. Who's going to clear who? Becker got a little bit of a run going in there. Samara's going to get a run coming out, so they're still going to be side by side. In the meantime, though, the top 3 and top 4? Oh, I'm sorry. The top 3 are going to be checking out. They're going to be checking out, but Becker's not going to give up that position. He's going to fight for it. And looks like he was about to fall in line, and Samara kind of skimmed the wall a little bit, slowed him down, got Becker back to the inside. I don't know if Samara has any more in him to hold off Becker right now. Jesse really wants to clear. Oh, and Frank Warner gets a little loose there, but he saves it. He's going to drop back a little bit, but he saves it, hangs on to his position. And I tell you what, just like I said, 10 laps. We're on lap 10 right now. After about 10 laps, these tires, they get pretty junky. And Becker's going to shut the door, go to the outside there, single file. Jesse Becker in your 4th place position right now. We're going to hop up to our leader here. Ethan Halsey's led every second of the race so far. And Halsey's still kind of checking out here. Halsey's got about an 8/10 lead right now. 8/10 of a second. And it's climbing too, so hopefully Halsey's hanging on to that car, saving some tires. We'll see. We'll know soon here. I'm honestly surprised that we're still green here. We've done 11 laps. 11 laps of green flag action to start the race. That's great. So let's drop back a little bit, see what Brian Samara, Jesse Becker are doing. We're going to try to stay tuned on these 2 drivers today because, once again, they're tied in points here. We've got 2 races left. In the meantime, we're going to jump into the car here. In the Hutchinson Motorsports cockpit view, we're live with the 53 car, Brian Samara. Samara gets in the wall a little bit. Oh, those tires. I tell you what, it's the tires there, folks. He's trying to keep Jesse Becker in his sights, but he's going to drop back. Look how loose that car's getting. He had to lift. Yeah, he's going to lose a lot of ground right there. Let's zoom out a little bit. That kind of gives you a first-hand glance, what this track does to these tires. Let's hop on board with our race leader here, Ethan Halsey, who's been bad fast. Let's see how loose he's getting here. Nice and easy into the corner. Nice and steady. Just wait till this tri-oval, though. That's when it starts getting sketchy. Coming out, it's a little sketchy. Not too bad, though. Halsey seems to be hanging on to her pretty good. Honestly, pretty impressive. Ethan Halsey looking good so far. We're on lap 14. He's running strong. Halsey right now is up a 1.5 seconds on Aaron Poplin. He's really giving him the business. Halsey's probably rooting for a green flag run. Oh, and he gets a little loose right there. Halsey, I'm sure he'd be happy with a green flag run all the way through lap 20 so he can take home this stage win. Once again, at the end of lap 20, we'll be ending the stage and throwing a caution. And we're going to give out some bonus points, just like real NASCAR. We got bonus points coming down into lap 20, which is going to be big news here for Jesse Becker and Brian Samara. And speaking of which, it looks like bumping. Aaron Poplin's come off the track right now, folks. Not sure what happened. Aaron Poplin left the track. Let's see if I can find him here. Yep, he's down. Down on power. Is he heading to the pits, or is he going to get back out there? Not sure what happened, but it looks like Jesse Becker took over the 3rd position. Let's let's rewind here, folks. Right here. This is when Becker goes by Aaron Poplin. Poplin just loses it. Becker didn't touch him yet. Poplin just loses it, goes for a ride. I wonder if he got a black flag for speeding through the pits. I assume he did. Let's go back live. Going back to our leader here, Ethan Halsey. We got the 21 of Terpstra back on the apron here. Halsey kind of gets in the wall a little bit, but he's got a 3-second lead, folks. He's at 3.1 seconds right now. He's just dusting these drivers. I'd be worried about his tire wear, but I mean, we were just on board with Ethan Halsey, and it's looking pretty good for him. I mean, for 17 laps, he looks pretty smooth. He's definitely going to come across this stage win here. Because now we're at the point, even if there's a caution right now, I think we're going to go ahead and end the stage, because we're going to get to lap 20 on the caution. So barring a huge mistake from Halsey, it looks to me like he's going to come away with your stage 1 victory here. We're going to zoom out a little bit, see what's going on. Jesse Becker is kind of gaining some ground here on Halsey, but it's definitely not enough. Look at that big lead. And by the way, that second car is not Jesse Becker. That's actually the lap car of Hunter Terpstra. So there's our leader right there, and our second place car is right there. Big difference right there, folks. Huge lead, lap 18. And that's actually pretty big right now because it looks like Frank Warner is in between Becker and Samara. Uh-oh, we got a wreck. It's a 21, of course. Hunter Terpstra junked his car, but he is on the apron. We might still be green, folks. But once again, as I was saying, Frank Warner is between Jesse Becker and Brian Samara, so that's going to put another point in this between those two, is what I'm saying. So right now, Jesse Becker's in second. Right now, at the end of the stage, he should get 4 stage points, where Samara would get 2. So that would be a 2-point advantage for our recently tied points runners. But how about Carson George? He actually looks pretty good today. He's been running up there, sitting in the 5th position right now. Solid top 5. He's hanging with Samara. But they're coming around. Let's go back to our leader here, Ethan Halsey. Big lead, going on to lap 20. It's going to be the end of lap 20 will be the caution. So he's got one more lap to coast around this speedway. Take home the green and checkered flag. Big stage win. Ethan Halsey, he was the class of the field this run. Don't know where this speed came from, but he just got out there and he checked out quick. Going into turn 3, Ethan Halsey, your race leader. He's going to be seeing the yellow and checkered flags waving. Crosses the line in first. Second place, Jesse Becker. He'll cross in second. Big for him. Frank Warner gets between our 2 points leaders in the 3rd spot, followed by Brian Samara and Carson George. That's going to wrap up your top 5. We should get a caution. There it is. There's a caution, and it looks like Litzenberger crashed. I bet Litzenberger was trying to throw the yellow flag for that caution when he crashed. That's just my guess. Could be wrong, though. Who knows? Yep, looks like he did it right at the line, so who knows? We'll see. But that's definitely going to bring all of our leaders down pit road. Nobody's going to stay out there and risk staying out there for the track position because these tires are junk. Not sure what happened to Brianna Lavin is 2 laps down. Let me try to scroll up my... Okay, Brianna Lavin had to pit. Not sure. Let's zoom. This is previously there. Brianna Lavin had to pit. She's got some serious damage. Let's try to rewind and find out what happened. This is way early in the race, by the way. This happened a while ago. Oh, she crashed. Oh, is that right on the start? Not sure where she's at here. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like she crashed on the start. I don't know. That's what it appears to me. But we're gonna hop out here. There's our leaders coming down pit lane right now. Jesse Becker right on the bumper of his car owner, Ethan Halsey. Jesse Becker running for a championship. You know he doesn't care who his car owner is right now. He's gonna do everything he can to try to get out in front. Halsey's going to have that last spot from getting the pole position. Halsey pulls in good right side up, and Poplin overshoots it. He's going to have to back up. That's going to cost him. Halsey's left side goes up. Halsey looks to be definitely in control of this. He's going to come out first. Ethan Halsey, your race leader still, followed by Frank Warner. Bump and run Jesse Becker. Carson George. That is John Day. And Brian Samara having some serious problems. He must have some damage to repair. Brian Samara's going to drop back. There goes Aaron Poplin. Samara is still in a stall right now. They're working on the car. And Cody Kern's going to come out and beat Samara. Yep, Samara's going to drop all the way to the back. Pulling out now in the 53 car. Brian Samara, unfortunate right there. Hopefully he can make up that ground. And there's the bad fast 165 of Mark Tremblay. So let's hop out to your race leaders right now. Hey, it looks like Brianna Lavin just towed it. Did she junk it on the caution? I don't know what happened. It said she jumped to the pits, so I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Going back live, looking through the board, let's pull up our TV tower. TV tower right now, Ethan Halsey, still your race leader. He's led every second of this race. He's been the class of the field so far. He's the man to beat right now. But if anybody can do it, to his outside, it's going to be the 9 car, Frank Warner, his teammate. Frank Warner's bad fast. In the 3rd position, the 97 car, bump and run Jesse Becker. Jesse Becker looking good for the points lead right now. Brian Samara's dropped all the way back to 9th. Him and Samara came to this race tied in points. So a big difference right now. We'll see if Samara can make it up. And how about Carson George? Carson George sitting in the 4th spot. And John Day made up some serious ground. John Day is now your 5th place car. So let's switch back over to our Hutchinson Motorsports ticker. Right now, we're here on lap 24 out of 55. Brianna Lavin is now 1 lap down. Brianna Lavin trying to work her way back. You know, typically she'd probably be thinking, you know, I'm only 1 lap down. We get lucky dogs. There's going to be a lot of cautions here. Great. But so far, you know, we haven't had any cautions other than our stage end. So not a good look there for Lavin. I mean, Lavin's rooting for a caution as long as she's not involved. So she can get that wave around, be on the lead lap. And if she does, you know, look out. You know, she's definitely capable of charging to the field. But it looks like Halsey, he's going to take the inside line, obviously, there. Halsey knows what he's doing here. He's put a lot of practice in here throughout the week. Practiced a lot earlier. Ran a lot of laps around here. I actually ran a lot of laps with him. I think I made it about 60 laps around this track. Halsey was much faster than me. There's a reason I'm up here in the booth, folks. It's not because I'm a great race car driver here on asphalt. It's definitely not that. But I tell you what, if we put some Lucas Oil trucks out in the field, I would be lapping the field because I'm the man in those things, folks. Which brings me to my next point. Be sure to join the 5150 Racing League. We're running a Lucas Oil Truck Series. We got NASCAR Series. We got Dirt Series. We got everything. So join 5150. Mention in the comments you want to join. And Halsey's going to take us to the green flag here shortly, folks. Pace car is going to be dipping in here soon. Any second. I'm just peeking through the chat here. It looks like Cody Moore there in the chat was talking with some fans. And the green flag's out? I don't know. That's a weird start. Not sure what... Uh-oh, Frank Warner got in the wall. I'm not sure what happened with that start, folks. Is it going to continue? Are we good? I think we're good. Frank Warner. Uh-oh. I don't see Frank Warner, folks. Not good. Frank Warner has crashed. He has dropped back to 9th. Yep, Frank Warner all the way to the back. So right now we're watching Ethan Halsey and Jesse Becker. Not sure what happened on that start. It seemed kind of like people took off early and then they stopped and then went again. I'm not sure. But look now, 97, bump and run Jesse Becker going to the inside. Becker wants that lead. And he's going to get it, folks. He's going to take that bonus point. You get a bonus point for leading a lap. Ethan Halsey can't slow him down. Jesse Becker checking out now. Becker has figured out something on this track. He's running that high line like he likes so much. Switch up here to our new race leader and our current points leader. Bump and run Jesse Becker. 97 car looking fast. He's kind of checking out a little bit. Ethan Halsey has dropped off about 0.8 of a second. And behind him, 3rd place is pretty far back from Halsey. Let me check the board here. Yep, third place is about 3 seconds behind our leader. We're going to drop back in the field just a little bit. We got a three-way battle for third place. Aaron Poplin, Carson George, and Brian Samara. Boy, Carson George actually looks pretty good today, folks. Drastic improvement this week. Carson George has been very clean and smooth. But we'll see how much he wants third place here. Is he going to junk Poplin to his inside? Nope, he's just going to blow by him. Say, later, nerd. Poplin to the back. Poplin's going to get dusted by 2 cars, including his teammate. But Carson George sitting in third, followed by Brian Samara. Samara already up to the 4th spot. I believe he came out of the pits there in it was either 7th or 9th. I don't know. He's gained a lot of ground here. But it looks like Frank Warner was able to take off. Frank Warner, he's got some damage. It's not bad, though. He's still in the lead lap. I'm sure he'd like a caution. But we'll see what happens here. Jumping out to our race leader, bump and run Jesse Becker. Pretty big lead. Gaining fast, up 1.3 seconds. Look how high he's running. Goes into that corner up against the wall. Jesse Becker trying to pad his points lead as much as he can while he can. But Samara is charging right now. Brian Samara in the 4th position right now. He's putting the moves on to Carson George. He wants that 3rd spot. Battle for 3rd. We're watching live right here at Hutchinson Motorsports. We're going to go in the Hutchinson Motorsports cockpit view to watch this. Samara's definitely faster than George right now at the moment. So we're going to see what he does to get by him. George throws a block up high. To the inside. Brian Samara. Is George going to give him room? He gave him a little bit of room. Yep, plenty of room. Is the car going to stick coming out? He can't get to the inside. He's going to have to try it again. Falls back in the line. Carson George hangs on to the spot. Well, this has been the best race of Carson George's career so far. He's honestly looked very good today. Running clean. Running up front. Not bad for the 14 car. Samara, Samara's going to lose it. All right, he saved it. Big save right there. He's going to lose some ground, though. He's going to have to work again on the 14. He's going to have to burn up tires doing it. Yep, in the meantime, looks like the 14's going to hang on to that spot. So let's see what else is happening throughout the field here. Let's go back. See how John Day's looking. John Day in the 46 root beer car. Mark's Root Beer. Big sponsor for John Day. Just came over here at 5150. I believe he ran our probation series race last a day or two. Just yesterday, I believe. But Litzenberger's who is inside. Litzenberger's kind of got a bit of a run on him. We're going to see what happens here. This is a battle for the 6th position. And it looks like Day's going to hang on to it for now. Yep, Day's going to hang on to it. Let's go back up front here. Jesse Becker with a 1.7 second lead right now on Halsey. Halsey with a pretty big lead on Carson George. And Carson George is moderately ahead of Brian Samara. So we're basically single file throughout the field. And Brandon Lavin has some serious speed as a lap car right now, folks. She went in there and used her fast repair. Looking pretty fast. Unfortunately, she's a lap down. She really needs a caution here soon. We got 22 laps to go, though. Plenty of time. But she would like that wave around as quick as she could get one. Oh, she just lagged a little bit. And she's back. And we're switching back to our race leader, which is going to bring us to our next view. Up in our eyes in the sky, the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp. Boy, look at these views around this racetrack, folks. That's just incredible. That's right, folks. Here at Hutchinson Motorsports, we bought out the Goodyear blimp. We own it now. We got our big banner on the side of it, and we're flying around this racetrack here in Atlanta, Georgia. Look how big of a lead this is. You can't even see the second place car from the blimp. This is crazy, folks. Huge lead, 2.1 seconds for bump and run Jesse Becker here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the 2013 Cup Series car. We're going to drop back in the field just a little bit. See what's going on right here. We got Aaron Poplin right here. In front of him is his car owner and teammate, Brian Samara. Samara would love to be able to get around Carson George and start working his way through the field, but, you know, George just has too much speed for him, honestly. There's just too much talent behind the 14 car tonight. I don't know if Brian Samara can handle it. We'll see what happens, though, folks. And Samara seems to be getting a run here. Samara's going to have to try outside. Carson George just smartly taking up the whole track, you know. He is blocking like a dump truck, and it's clean. It's clean blocks. Samara just can't find a line to get around him. George is just covering both lanes. Look at this run he gets, though. Carson George is just smooth. He's tough to get around. He's smooth. We're going to see what Samara does. Samara's wanting to try that high side, but I don't know. Passing up there might be tough. Coming out of the corner here. Samara gets a serious run. The 14 is going to drop inside. He's going to give it the position. And he's going to block. Oh, what a dirty block. That was a pretty dirty block right there. He's lucky the 63 didn't dump him. And speaking of which, the 63 is going to go to the outside. Taps the wall. Not bad. We're going to see if Poplin can get around the 14 now. After that pretty dirty block, to the inside goes Poplin. And he's going to hang on to it right now. But right now, Brian Samara just overtook third position. So Samara's in the third spot. Jesse Becker's winning it. We got 17 to go here. We're at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Let's switch over to the Hutchinson Motorsports cockpit view. Let's go with your race leader, Bump and Run, Jesse Becker in that 97 car. Team EFR, it's bad fast, folks. He's just been waiting to get that clean air. And he's got it now, and he is just checking out. He's about 2.4 seconds ahead of Ethan Halsey. And Halsey's been pretty bad fast himself, to be honest. But Jesse Becker's just in another world right now. 16 laps to go. Jesse Becker's the man to beat right now. I'm sure that if you're not Jesse Becker right now, you're probably wanting a caution. If your name is not Bump and Run Jesse Becker, and you're out there at Atlanta Motor Speedway, here in the 5150 Cup Series, you are just staring at that flag, man, begging for him to grab that yellow flag. Because nobody else has a shot right now. We're going to switch it up here. Let's go to the left front suspension cam with our race leader, Bump and Run Jesse Becker. Look at that car. Let's actually go to the right side here. See how close to the wall he's getting, folks. That's not what I wanted. Hang on. Right rear suspension cam. Look at that. He's getting right up next to the wall. He's got faith. He's got faith. And it's working, folks. And behind him, you see our second place car. Pretty big gap right there. And we can kind of hear him feathering that throttle. Halsey's brought the lead down just a little bit there. Not much. It's about the same. 2.4 seconds. So we're going to zoom out here. Drop back in the field just a little bit. How about our rookie, Cody Curran? Hasn't wrecked yet. Great job. And yeah, sure, that probably sounds sarcastic, but honestly, out on this track, I mean, this is a tough track to tame with these cars. Cody Curran's been smooth. He's on the lead lap. That's all he's at. That's all he's wanting, I'm sure. Making laps around here. We're watching Brianna Lavin right now. Brianna Lavin really wants that lap back. She needs a caution. She needs it back. So we're going to hop up front once again here. And it looks like the 14 of George got a little loose there, but he saved it. Still sitting in that fourth position. Poplin trying to work him, but honestly, Carson George is just faster than Aaron Poplin. Too much talent behind that wheel. 14 car is just bad fast today, honestly. He's determined. Take a look here at Jesse Becker. I was just making sure he wasn't coming up on lap traffic, but it looks like he's still got a bit of distance between him and lap traffic. Let's switch over to the bad fast 165 car out of Canada. Mark Tremblay. Fan favorite, Mark Tremblay. Boy, this guy, just every week he improves. Boy, when he started, he was all over the place. He was junking it. But now, he's on the lead lap right now. He's in the top 10. Not a bad day for Mark Tremblay. Car looks pretty clean. Hasn't had any incidents. Good job so far today. Bad Fast 165 car. And, uh-oh. We got a caution, folks. I have no clue why. Yep, I don't know why there was a caution, folks. If you're in the chat and you know why there was a caution, go ahead and let us know, so I can let the fans know. But yeah, let's take a look at the chat, see what's going on in the Hutchinson Motorsports chat. It looks like Cody Moore's been in there. You know, Cody Moore typically drives with us. He hasn't been running this series, though. Cody Moore talking with the fans, letting them know he typically races with these guys. Do any of our racers out there know why we had a caution? Is there anybody? If there is, let me know. In the meantime, let me switch up front here. Bump and Run Jesse Becker. Boy, and that was big for Brianna Lavin. Brianna Lavin's going to get that lucky dog wave around. And obviously our race leaders are going to be coming in for tires. I mean, that's a no-brainer. So we're going to switch over to the Hutchinson Motorsports pit lane cam. Here come our leaders. Bump and run Jesse Becker, followed by Ethan Halsey, Brian Samara. And that is Brianna Lavin out on the track. You will see she is getting that wave around. She'll be coming in the next lap. I hope. So basically our entire field out, unless you're a lap car. Halsey's pulling into a stall, nice and clean. Right side goes up. Left side going up. Halsey's a little bit behind Samara, but he's got that good position. He should still beat him out, and he does. Halsey first, followed by the 97, followed right behind him. Ryan Samara in the third spot. In fourth, Carson George. Carson George has had a pretty good day so far. So we're going to switch over to our leaders here. Watch him pace around the track here. So Ethan Halsey overcame Jesse Becker there. You know, that's why winning the pole is key, because you get that primo spot into the line. That's where you want to be, folks. You know, that last spot just allows you to coast out a pit road. You cross that line and you can just pass people easy. And in the chat, we got a big fan of Bump and Run Jesse Becker. Gibson says Jesse Becker has this race in the bag. Uh-oh, Ethan Halsey doesn't want to hear that. Because Ethan Halsey hopes he can hang on. But yeah, if you're listening in, drivers, our fans at home, they're saying Jesse Becker's got this race in the bag. So you may as well pull it in, boys, because it's over. So we got about 8 laps left. This is going to be a shootout here. 8 laps remaining. By the time we go green, we'll have, I don't know, 6 laps or so. Should be about 2 to go right now. And once again, you know, that brings Brianna Lavin to the lead lap. Brianna Lavin, she's back in 9th, but she's back on the lead lap. She's got a shot. She's going to have to make some work. Or she's going to have to do some work to get up there, but it's definitely not impossible. Got some serious work to do, though. So right here is our 5150 Racing League drivers come around. Once again, Ethan Halsey takes over the lead position. We got Bump and Run Jesse Becker in second, warming up his tires in the third spot. Brian Samara, who came into the day tied with Jesse Becker in points. Jesse Becker did beat Brian by 2 spots in the stage end, so that's going to put Becker ahead of Samara just a little bit in the points. Samara would like to be able to pass him, make up a point or 2 if he can. We'll see what happens. Another note, Becker has led a lap, which is a point bonus. Samara has not led a lap yet. So Samara would love to work his way up to a race lead, at least get that bonus point, if not win this damn thing. And we should be 1 lap till green here. Coming around, pace car should be pulling in the next corner here. And do remember, folks, that front row are both Team EFR cars, so we're going to see if Ethan Halsey might want to help out his teammate, or if he's just like, I'm going to try and win this race, bud. Good luck. And I don't blame him, honestly. If I'm Ethan Halsey, Halsey's had some serious speed today. You got to go for that win. I'm not saying wreck your teammate, but you're not pulling over. We're not pulling an F1 here. For our fans at home, you know, F1 racing, known for their pulling over for teammates. Pretty pathetic racing sometimes. Can't stand it. They literally pull over on the track, let people pass them. You know, it's pretty lame. We see any of that here, though, it's not going to fly. Pace car's going to pull in. Halsey's going to take us to green. And the green flag's out here. We got 7 laps. And we got one on the inside. Brian Samara's lost it. Samara's off the track. We're going to rewind. Actually, let's keep it live just in case there's... Okay, caution is out. I thought so. Just want to make sure. Uh-oh, not sure what happened there. Samara just goes off the track here on the start. So we're going to rewind. Get a better view here. Becker takes off, gets loose on the start. Not good. Uh-oh. Got loose. He just doors him. What a move, and that's one way to win a championship. Jesse Becker just dumped Samara. I'm sure he was probably sweating it. You know, Samara was gaining some serious ground there on that last run, and Becker saw it. And Becker's like, you know what? I'm not risking this tonight. I'm going to door Brian Samara, and I'm going to shove him into the pits. So, pretty big deal there. Brian Samara. That's going to probably put Jesse Becker. I wonder if he's going to get an EOL. Not sure what's going to happen here. If you're a racer, let us know you got any updates in the chat. Not sure what's going to happen. Let's see what bump and run Jesse Becker. Let's see what he's going to do here. What a strategy from Jesse Becker. Just totally dooring the 53 car. Sending him for a ride. What a great move. We're going to see what happens here. And Samara did make it back out onto the track. That's good. He's not done. He should still have a fast repair, I assume. Should be able to come down pit road, fix that car up. Only bad thing, though, it's going to be green-white checkered, most likely. He's not going to have much time to work through the field, and it's not easy to pass here, folks. Not at all. And Brianna Lavin... She wreck? Yeah, I think Brianna Lavin was caught up in that wreck. Yes, she was. Bad news. Unfortunate day. You know, that just seems to always happen to Brianna. She's always having to work her way up the field. And always getting caught up in other wrecks. It's just unfortunate. Yep, she just gets doored. Hang on, let's rewind. Make sure that she didn't come into him. Hang on here. I'm having some issues. All right, rewind. That's not... There we go. Oh, man. Hang on. This is not... Okay. So we're going to slow it down. Go up into the sky. So Tremblay, the 165, gets into the wall a little bit, comes down. Honestly, yeah, he came down quite a bit. Yep. That's on the 165 there. Just unfortunate. Goes into the wall, gets into the 71. And her day is essentially done. There's Brian Samara. They're on pit road. And uh-oh, folks. He might be out of fast repairs. He might have used his fast repair earlier. And he's trying to fix that junk car as best he can. Not good news for the 53. And it looks like Becker's going to hang on to the second position. Yep, Becker's going to hang on to the second position right now. Most likely deemed a racing incident, unfortunately. Tires just spun. He got into this 53 car. Checking some stream quality here. Looking okay. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Stream's looking good. Audio seems alright. We're going to get a green-white checkered here soon, folks. Honestly, that's probably the best-case scenario for Ethan Halsey. Because Ethan would have had to stay out front for about 7-8 laps with Jesse Becker behind him. Now he's only got to do 2 laps. So best case scenario for Ethan Halsey gives him a shot to hang on to this lead. And we'll have 1 to green here. Next time around, we're going to be going green, folks. We're going to try this once again with Ethan Halsey on the pole position right now. On his outside, his teammate in the 97 car. Bump and run Jesse Becker. 3rd spot. 2nd row inside. Carson George. Carson George has actually put on a pretty good race today. And in the 4th spot, we got Aaron Poplin. Aaron Poplin not happy about his teammate. Getting doored there on an unfortunate move. So we're going to see what Aaron Poplin has to say to Jesse Becker here, folks. Keep an eye out. That 63 car, he might be fuming for his car owner and boss. Brian Samara. There might be team orders to junk him. You never know, folks. We're going to have to find out here. We're going to see what happens here. We got a green-white checker. 3 laps to go here. Atlanta Motor Speedway in the 5150 2013 Cup Car Series. We're in the second to last week, folks. This should be good. Ethan Halsey's going to take us to green once again. Carson George getting a little antsy there. We're going to zoom out just a little bit. And Ethan Halsey's going to punch it. Green flag's out. We got a green-white checkered here. Poplin got to the outside. He saved it, though. Tires get... they definitely spin here. All right, we're going to stay out front here. Becker to the outside. Halsey on the inside. 2 laps to go. Halsey's going to hang on for now. But don't look now. That 97 car is fast up there. Halsey shuts the door. If I'm Ethan Halsey, I'm running that high side, taking it away from Jesse Becker. We're going into turn 3 with 2 laps to go. We got a 3-car run here. 3-car. And look, the 14 getting by the 97. Carson George, he's going to pass, overcome second place. Ethan Halsey all by himself with the white flag waving. This is Ethan Halsey's race to lose right now. Ethan Halsey. And Carson George putting a run on. Carson George might have something to say here. What's George going to do? Right behind him. On the back stretch, folks. We got 3 cars, single file. Carson George to the inside. Turn 3. Going to come up the track. Oh, Carson George clears him. Halsey had to move up the track. Carson George going to bring home the checkered flag and your race winner out of nowhere, the 14, Carson George. Wow. What a run there to finish the race. Unfortunately, Ethan Halsey drops back to 3rd. He kind of got moved up the track. Halsey with a little bump after the race. Ethan Halsey is not happy. You know, unfortunately, that's the last lap. Carson George, did he run him up the track? Did he run him up the track? Yes, he did. But I've seen dirtier things, and he's racing for a win. So big finish there. Carson George, your race winner. 2nd place. We're gonna have. Let me pull this up here. We're gonna watch Carson George here. He's stopping, coming to a stop. He's gonna do some burnouts for us. But right now, Carson George, your race winner, followed by Bump and Run. Jesse Becker takes home 2nd place. Ethan Halsey in the 3rd spot, followed by Warner Poplin, Brian 11, and Brian Samara takes home 7th. Gonna lose a lot of ground in the points. He's got a lot of work to do next week at Homestead. But in the meantime, we're gonna let Ethan Halsey cool off a little bit. We're gonna start with Carson George. We're gonna bring him up here. Race winner. What a race. Carson, is Blake up in the booth? You got me?
Yep, I got you.
What a finish there. Where did that come from this week?
I pretty much did better what I did last week. I did these in the Next Gen Cup cars. I pretty much figured out the line. I just had to let off like completely on the gas. Don't even press the brake. Figured it out.
All right. So, well, honestly, this is definitely the best you've looked by far, and it paid off. You brought home the win. So take us through that last corner there. You go into it in 2nd, and then let us know what your thoughts there were.
I'm actually surprised I was able to at least get a run. It was a little dirty that I passed Ethan, but it was to get my first win.
Yeah, honestly, it's on the last lap. You didn't junk him. Yeah, sure, you might have kind of ran him up the track a little bit. I'd probably be mad if I was him too, but honestly, it's all fair game to me right there.
Yeah.
But it's a big first win for you. This is definitely the best you've looked. Typically you're back around 5th to 7th or so. But yeah, tonight you definitely had good speed. You're running top 4, top 3 all day.
Yeah, I'm actually the cause of that last wreck too.
Oh yeah, what happened there?
Aaron and I got loose, got into Aaron, but we both still had 1 fast repair left, so all fair.
Yeah. Well, it was a good save there. You were able to get it back out there, and you got a run, and you brought home the checkered flag. So you got any shout-outs before you head out?
Give it to Ethan. He fought really well, kept it out front. Same with Jesse, but hope to see him last race next week.
All right, Carson. Well, congratulations on the big first win. You got some serious momentum heading into the finale next week.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, that was your race winner, Carson George. We had some fireworks there in the last lap, but we're going to go ahead and bring up our 2nd place finisher, Jesse Becker here. Jesse, is Blake up in the booth? You got me?
Hello.
All right, Jesse. So how's it feel after that race?
I played it safe on that last restart, and I'm wishing I didn't. but man, it was a hell of a race in front of me. I'm just lucky to get second, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, you were the car to beat there up until that second to last caution when Halsey was able to get by you in the pits. But yeah, so I guess after that caution, you just weren't able to get the kind of run you were getting before.
Yeah, I mean, I feel really bad for how Brian ended up because I got into him on that previous restart. But yeah, so it definitely kind of spooked me a little bit, and I took it really easy on that last restart, and it didn't pay off for me for a win, but I'll take a P2.
Yeah, and for our fans at home, these cars have so much more horsepower than next gen, and sometimes when the green flag goes out, the tires just want to spin.
Oh, you can't go full throttle. If you do, it's a very bad idea. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was an unfortunate move. Obviously, you didn't do it on purpose. You happened to get into Brian Samara there. That's going to cost him a lot of points, and so you should be heading in next week to the finale with a pretty big point lead.
Yeah, I just know Brian is definitely a lot better than me at Homestead, so it's going to probably end up being a real close one next week.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it plays off. You should be around, I don't know, what do you think, 10 points or so, give or take, somewhere around there lead. We'll see what happens.
Yep,
But
we'll see when the standings come out.
yep. All right. Well, you got any shout outs before you head out?
I gotta say, shout out to Carson. He drove a hell of a last 2 laps there, in my opinion. Managed to get the win, didn't wreck anybody. Looked clean to me. It was an awesome job by him. Shout out to Ethan, P3. I mean, I know he wishes he could have won, but we'll take a top two, or we'll take a second, third, and fourth for a EFR and a sixth. So, all in all, a good night for us.
Oh, yeah, not bad at all. Well, good run out there, Jesse. Unfortunately, you couldn't bring home the checkered, but I mean, P2, and you won stage one. Or no, you didn't win stage one. You got what, second stage one?
Yep,
So
second and second.
Yep, pretty good day for you, and that should definitely help you out next week, and you'll just have to come through at a Homestead.
Absolutely. I'll see you next week.
All right, good job, Jesse.
Thank you.
All right, that was Bump and Run, Jesse Becker. We're going to see if Ethan Halsey is able to talk with us here. Third place finisher here. Ethan, Blake up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, man.
All right, man. I know it was an unfortunate ending for you. You had such a good day. You're running up front all day, and just walk us through what happened there.
Yeah, just it was a really good day. Ran up front all day. Finally, kind of got a handle on these cars. And then caution comes out last 2 laps. I don't know, just nothing really I could have done different there. Congratulations to Carson. He played his cards at the right time. If he can win a race like that and sleep at night, then that's fine by me. But it just sucks because I ran a good race and to come third like for the 5th week in a row, it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, I know the feeling, man. You dominated most of the race, and but I mean, thankfully you still were able to finish the race, bring home third. Pretty good day for Team EFR. You got second, third, fourth, and sixth.
Yeah, pretty good day for the team, definitely. I'm proud of all the EFR guys for sure. They ran a hell of a race. Jesse, great performance. Obviously, I'm sure he wishes he could have back that incident there with Brian, but it is what it is. He's got a nice championship lead going into Homestead, which is awesome for him. So hopefully we can get EFR a championship at the end of this thing.
Yeah, hopefully so. All right, well, before you head out, you got any shout-outs to give?
Just all my EFR teammates. Franklin Warner ran a hell of a race today. Jesse Becker, Brianna Lavin as well. Everyone ran great. Shout out as well to the Hutchinson Motorsports guys. Hunter, I know he had a bit of an unfortunate day today, but certainly gave it what he could. So hopefully we'll look for. I'm going to try to win Homestead. I'm definitely determined now. After losing like that, I think I need to follow it up with a win.
Yep. Well, it'd be great to see next week. Well, like I said, you ran a hell of a race, Ethan. Unfortunate ending there, but could have been worse, could have been better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, well, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you, Blake.
Thank you. That was Ethan Halsey there. Ethan Halsey, he was a little heated. He cooled off a little bit after the race. You just have to understand, I mean, these guys want to win so bad. and to run as good of a race as Ethan did, and just an unfortunate ending. Pushed him back to third. But, you know, like I said, it could have been better for him. Could have been worse. Not too bad, but here's how it ends, folks. We got Carson George bringing home his first ever 5150 win in the second spot. Bump and run Jesse Becker in the 97 car. Then Ethan Halsey bringing home third, and Frank Warner fourth. Aaron Poplin fifth. Brianna Lavin, Brian Samara, Mark Tremblay, John Day, Cody Curran, Taylor Litzenberger, and the 12th spot, Hunter Terpstra, who had an unfortunate day. You know, Terpstra's not a big fan of these cars. You know, they're tough to drive. They're a lot different than what he's used to. But he'll adjust, and he's going to hopefully make it out there at Homestead, and we'll see what happens. But that's going to conclude our broadcast today. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope we see you next week. Next week's going to be our season finale. We should have a close race here for the championship still. Should be a great one to see. Same time, same place next week. Catch you next time, folks.